guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Faith. I'm an HR professional and event host based in Toronto, Canada. If this is your first time here, thank you so much for stopping by. Please use that subscribe button below and join this wonderful family. And to my returning viewers, you guys are awesome. Thank you so much. So guys, this is my first Guest Who series for 2022. I'm going to clap for myself. Anyway, so, and I'm so happy, as you can tell, because, you know, I love my Guest Who series. I definitely look forward to them. And today I have a wonderful friend of mine. His name is Kola, and we're going to be talking about relocation to the US. You know, guys, I told you in my previous videos that, look, Canada right now, like there's a whole lot going on, but because of the express entry brouhaha, it's always good to like look in other directions, right? And relocating to the US is definitely one of those options. So my guest has been living in the US for a couple of years now, and you know, we're just going to talk about everything about relocating to the US, landing jobs there as well. So, and we'll be giving you loads of tips. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce my guest. Hi, Kola.
Yo. Hey.
Is that how they do it in the US? Hey.
No, I'm trying to bring it home a little bit.
Okay. Okay.
How are you, Faith? Good to see you.
I'm good. Good to see you as well. And thank you so much for, you know, doing this. Like, guys, I literally reached out to Kola and, you know, I just said, oh, are you interested in doing this? And he was like, oh, sure. And I'm like, what?
Don't be too happy. You're going to see an invoice in your mailbox. Hey. So run me my check, please.
We did not discuss that part of things. I cannot afford.
You know, in America, they just choke you. They just choke you with some fine things. So, Mitch, I just want to choke you with that kind of my invoice.
Okay.
Although it will be $0. It will be $0. Yeah.
$0. Oh my God, that's like the best thing you said. I like $0.
We've been friends for how many years now? 11, 12 years. No, 9, 10. 2012.
Right? Yeah. It's actually like 10 years now. Because guys, we met at KPMG. We literally joined together, right? I was in tax and then we were in audits.
And then you went to HR. And we were happy for you that she's free from the shackles of working, plenty work. But it's cool.
I did it as a honestly, well, if you see it that way, Shabbat.
We saw it that way.
Yeah, it definitely has its pros and cons, but I think it was really good. But yeah, so thank you so much for being here. And you know what? Let's just dive right into it. You know, what even made you relocate to the US in the first place, and maybe just a little bit about your story.
Yeah, I'll say, so to start with, I was one of those who used to say, America, UK, hell no, Nigeria is all for me, right? And you wouldn't blame me. I came from I used to think I came from an average class family, but, you know, looking back a little bit now, I think I came from a little bit above average class. My dad was successful in Nigeria, so he was one of those people that were like, hell no, we made our money in Nigeria, we're going to stay in Nigeria. But then I started dating someone that I had met in college, and she had moved to America. So we're dating and talking, and it got pretty serious. But this is maybe end of 2015, thereabout. But you know, it wasn't just about dating, right? It was because we both talked about it. Who is gonna move? Am I moving to Nigeria from the US? But it was when Buhari just came in and the country was upside down. The country is still upside down, but it was at that point where Japa was, don't even think twice about it, right? So I had two strong factors. I had two strong motivating reasons to leave. You know, my girlfriend then, we did a little bit of analysis. Who would it pay better to make the move? And it felt like I had more chance just coming to America, right? So that was a big driving factor. And to nudge me on was this country, we don't even know where it's going, right? So took that move to move. So I moved here in May 2017. So this is February 2022. So May makes it 5 years that I've been in America, and it's been good. It's been interesting. I've gained maybe 20 pounds, change my hairstyle. I talk a little bit differently. Maybe, I don't know. I'm just kidding, but yeah.
Well, you talk a little differently.
For 4 years and 9 months right now.
Mm-hmm. Okay, makes sense. So, I mean, obviously, your own story is there. It's not everybody's story because it's not everybody that will have girlfriend that is in their
I
abroad.
know.
So,
I know.
so for
Yes.
those of us that don't have boyfriend and girlfriend in their abroad, what are the different routes that we can take to relocating to the US? Because I know people can go through school. Like what else is out there, and how do people go about it, and what advice would you typically give to them on this?
I went through the easy route, as you said. I went through the easy, safest, almost guaranteed route. Get married to a citizen, and there's two ways to even do that. You either start filing Nigeria. So you get married, or your wife says, "Yeah, fiancé, I'm applying for my fiancé." They send you everything from America here. You go to the embassy and you do all that. I didn't do any of that. I came to America on a visiting visa, and then we got married, and then we started the filing process. And once you start the filing process, you can't leave the country except you take special permission to leave the country for a few weeks, or but you when you're filing that kind of stuff with government, you don't want any clauses, right? So I didn't even try to leave the country when I did that. But ultimately, so I know the safe, easy route. But from my research, there's 4 ways to move to America. 1, you marry a citizen. 2, you come to school, and a company files for you once you're done with school. 3, which is a little bit common, you come here with visiting visa and you find somebody. You do fake marriage, which I hope no one does. Exactly.
No.
Like, hell no. And alongside it, so the parts 3A, 3B of that, some people come here and they just get lost in the system, right?
Oh,
so
no.
very,
you don't advise it.
Very, hell, right. And then the 4th method is a company in America bringing you from Nigeria. Now, that is very uncommon. US is probably the 4th most populous country in the world. For you to, and that's 330 million citizens. For a company, for P&G to say, I want to bring a finance manager from Nigeria, the government is going to tax you hard. Because they're saying to yourself, like, are you saying 330 million people, you can't find one person in this country that can do the job? So that is a very, very unconventional route. For you to hear that a company in America is bringing someone from out of the country is very rare. Now, tech companies are gradually beginning to do that. So if you're going into the tech space, you probably will get lucky, but it is very, very rare. And I purposely call that the 4th option, because it is so rare that the wrong method is even, the arrangee is even more prevalent than that.
That's
so
the other one. But then, so for people that go,
now I don't know.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry, you cut out a bit, so I wasn't sure. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, so for people that go through school, is that what you wanted to ask?
Yes.
Right. Yeah. And there's also many routes to that. I could have done that also, because the moment I came here, I struggled to get a job. For some weird reasons, the US knows only the US. They only know American stuff. They only know American certificates. They only know American schools. They only know American degrees, and that is very annoying. Good. It's pride and good for them, right? But it's very annoying for people like us. So I did come in here with all the certificates and 5 years work experience in KPMG, and I'll get into those interviews. But the moment they start looking at my credentials and work experience, none of it is in the US. They just say, "Oh yeah, unfortunately you can't continue." So at some point I had to go do an MBA. And I went to a top 25 school for my MBA. My wife and I actually did go do the MBA. And if you do go through that route, you would most likely find that you would see a company that would be willing. So that's very normal. You would find a company that would be willing to sponsor your visa. Now that is very dependent on the type of school you go the course you go for. But generally, that's a much easier route to take. It's pretty safe. It would cost you money, and I'll tell you upfront. My MBA cost me $126,000 in tuition only.
Oh, wow.
Living expenses was $55,000. So, and I got a scholarship of only $50,000 because I applied as a U.S. citizen, as a U.S. green card holder. If I applied as a Nigerian, I'll probably have gotten full scholarship. But I applied as so they treated me like a citizen down the road, and they hit me with student loans. So less than 5 years in America, you really don't want to know how much debts I'm in. But you'd also smile if you hear my salary. I'm not being proud, but I should just let you know,
call you
plenty
Mr.
debts.
Money?
Plenty debts, good salary, so be ready for that, and just in case we don't talk about that later. So yes, you find a company that would file for you, and that could get very tricky because some of them decide to stall. They can get a visa, right? To get I don't know what it's called, the H-1B visa. I'm not sure what it's called, but they don't start your green card processing until 3 years after you've worked with them, and that means you're stuck with that company for 3 years. Bad pay, or until you find another company that is willing to take you. Now the thing with that, I'm sure they do a lot of college recruiting here. So even at undergraduate and graduate level, they will come take you from school. And you want to be in that position where the company is coming to take you from school. Because imagine you don't have visa and you're trying to leave a company. The questionnaire is asking you, do you need sponsorship? Once you click no, they just like, go away from here. So you want to find a great job while you're in school. Find that perfect job and be ready to give them 3, 4, 5 years of your life. And of course, it's when some of them will tell you it's until it's 6 months to your passport expiring before they start filing your green card for you. Some of them will say, so you're at their mercy, really at their mercy. But it's, we are Nigerians, right? We are diehard. We will stick it out. You just try to find something that is good, that pays you good enough, and stick or ride with that company for that process, and you would eventually be good. It's a good time to tell you that if you do get a green card, they'll be chasing you. And I'm not saying anybody as a Nigerian, they'll chase you. They like us. Forget the bad reputation. They love us. They want us. They know we're smart. They know we're hardworking. So you just need to break that barrier and just get into the system. And once you get into the system, it's hotcake.
Okay. I think there's something that I want to touch on that you spoke about. So, because I know that people, most of the time, the barrier that people face with coming to the US to school or going abroad to school generally is funds. But I hear you mention when you mentioned the fact that if you were applying as an international student, you would have gotten like full scholarship. Please, what's the name of this school so that people can,
Yeah, the clause with that is it's for MBAs. So, and MBAs are very expensive, A top 50, top 70 school in America, the top 100 school in America would not even charge you less than $100,000 for your MBA. And so they know that anybody coming from Ghana, Nigeria, Brazil can't afford to pay that. So by default, they start with 75% scholarship. But there's people that I help get into my school, and it pains me a lot. I help them and they got full scholarship. I'm like, Mado, me where they help you. I don't even collect past 50K. You're getting 50K is less than 35, 40%, right? And I'm helping people that got 75, 80, 90, 100% scholarship. Some people that you also know from KPMG that came to my school. So yes, personally, now there's many things I would advise you to do if you're coming to the US, especially if you don't have to think about the green card part. If you have a wife that is American, or there's many other. I probably never try to go the MBA route because it's pretty expensive. But if you really want to come into the system and know that I'm an officer, just do the MBA route. Trust me, you'd lose 2 years or maybe 1 year depending on the school. You lose 2 years of your life being in school, but you're kind of like set for success once you ensure you go to a really good school. Don't go to a school that they're saying, what is that? No, you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. You want to go to a school that they know you. and it would easily work out. So MBA is the key for me.
Okay, but I mean, at these schools, maybe I would look online and see, because it'd be nice to give maybe like one or two that people can look up and probably, check out what their requirements are if they're interested, So yeah, because definitely that's one thing that I know people are looking for. So I'm sure they won't mind it.
I could. Yeah. So I'll tell you for the easiest is to just get on Google and put top 25 MBA schools in the US. Just top 25, right? You can be sure that those top 25 will give you 75% at least scholarship. I mean, you have to give a good essay, right? But as long as they give you admission, you're getting at least 75% scholarship. You get.
That's good to know.
So, just put top 25 schools in the US. You'll see. You might want to leave the top 5, because the top 5 is MIT, Stanford. Just leave this one there and there.
Yes.
From the 7th to like the 25th. Yeah, it's a good spot to be at.
Okay, that's good advice. So guys, please Google that. I'll try to Google it as well. I'll probably put it in the description box so that.
And anyone, I don't know how people can reach out to me if they want. Don't blow my phones up, but we're here to help. We're here to help. We're here to help everybody. Yeah.
That's so nice.
The more, the merrier.
Yeah. No, so what we'll do is, you'll give me, a contact that you're comfortable with, whether it's your email or Instagram or whatever, and then we can link it in the description box for people. That would be so helpful. Thank you.
Yep.
Okay, so let's see. I mean, let's just talk about. So I know you've mentioned a couple of it in the course of your conversation, but what are like the pros and cons of living in the US? Just very briefly, anyway. Pro, Mr. Money, that's the one.
No, it's a lot though. Now to start with, I gave a little bit about my background. Yeah. By default, I never advise people to move to America. If you have a good life going on for you in Nigeria, as much as there's a lot of special stuff here, there's really nothing special out here. But they'll be like, because you did here, now why they talk like that? It's just the truth, right? As long as many special things as you think there are, there's still so many not so cool things. So the first thing is, before I even advise anybody to move here, it's on a case-by-case basis. If you're someone who is a secretary, or you've been doing everything, I'm already 32, I see they call it 140K. Like, God, where's this breakthrough? And you see the opportunity, go for it. But if you're 32, you're already collecting 800K in Nigeria, bro, stay. You get. You might be like, how much is 800K? 1,200. I'm like, yo, for real, stay. But yeah, to answer your question proper, what are the pros and the cons? If you get it right, if you, and I mean, there's the God factor, there's you being lucky, and when I say God factor, that's also luck, right? But if everything really works out well and fine for you, you do come to school, you do get married to a citizen, and you're not the aspire to perspire, or no, I'm going to trade and I'm going to, come actually work. You live a comfortable life. And comfortable is as comfortable as it is. The American dream, you have 1 or 2 cars, you and your wife, 1 car each. You have the house, you're paying it off for the next 25 years. You take your yearly vacation once a while, and you go to the club every other 2 months, and you spend $300 or $400 in the club. You live a comfortable life, I guess. But if you think you're gonna be, and the con is the bad side. If you think you're gonna be balling as you do ball in Nigeria, probably not. Because we party and we do things a little bit differently in Nigeria, right? And you'll be ready to face, I'm already delving into the cons a little bit. You're ready to face being, when I say homesick, I don't mean homesick, I just mean FOMO. You're just missing out. You're looking at your Snapchat. I know your friends they are at the party every other weekend, and all they have to do is wear white agbada that they wore last week, but change the cooler. No expensive it is to attend a party here. You have to fly down. You got to book a car. You got to buy a Chevy. You got to take $100 to spray. You got to book a hotel. So for someone to say, I'm doing a wedding, you're going down $800, $1,000. On top of what? I'm not even a groomsman.
When it's not my, am I the one marrying
exactly.
the
So and you may sound like I beg, those things don't matter, but there comes a time where the money is in your account, you are fine, and you just start to miss those things, right? And the money doesn't, because you just ask yourself like, why do I have this money and I can never enjoy? I can never just go to Owambe as I really want to, right? So that's one part. I know I wrote a few things down. I still feel like being in the US, it's just like the key. It's the key to financial, I won't call it freedom, but a good life that you can almost guarantee that they're not going to just jam me for road now, or SARS will not just shoot me. You're not guaranteed that SARS will not shoot you in Lekki one. You're not guaranteed, and that's a pretty nice neighborhood to be. When you stay in a nice neighborhood in America, there's hardly any possibility that someone is going to hit you down or run you down or shoot you, right? So the places that you go to, I know that this is sketchy. I shouldn't be here. I call it, in as much as I don't think it's the greatest country or it's all that much of a country, I still call it the number one country in the world, whether we like it or not. If you've been to 55 countries and you've not been to America, you still never do anything. You get it's still very shitty. I'm not gonna deny that it can be a shitty country. Don't get me wrong, but it's still like the number one country to, and anywhere you want to get to in your career, you legit can get there. Being here, you get to experience. And there's a reason why many Americans don't travel. And Faith, tell me if I got to wrap things up. But there's a reason why many Americans don't travel, because you can get everything inside the country. You can get the desert, you can get the ocean, you can get the island, you can get the cold, you can get the heat. So you get the best of everything in one country, and it's really big. To give you, in case you have no idea how big it is, the state of Texas and Earth is just about the same size as Nigeria. So trust me, it means America is more than times 10, 15 bigger than Nigeria, right? So you get the best of not both worlds, of all worlds inside the country, right? So that's cool. But the bad side, the cons, healthcare is guaranteed, but it's expensive. You don't want to mistakenly call ambulance to come and carry you. You'll probably be paying that bill. Even after insurance pays their part, you'll probably still be paying that bill for 2 years. So it's there, but you pay for it. You're gonna have to learn how to do things by yourself. I've painted my garage before because they wanted to. I don't know how much they wanted to charge me to paint garage. I painted it myself. You can't, you're especially if you live in a house. So if you rent or you own a house, apartments are a little bit different, right? So, but you're gonna have to learn how to DIY a lot, change the oil in your car, do all that kind of stuff by yourself. And finally, I should say this point. Anyone that is moving here, especially through the marriage or school route, just be ready to lose 2 years of your life. The first 2 years, I mean lose, it just means it might not be your initial plan. You might still be working, but it's a shitty job. You might be in school, but you're just like, I already have a master's. Why am I still coming to America to learn a master's? Well, because you want to get ingrained into the system. So no doubt you're gonna be getting a new degree, but it was probably never in the plan. So be ready to lose 2 years of your life if you do come into the country.
Wow. Thank you for nicely summarizing both angles. I mean, guys, look, the truth is pros and cons are everywhere, right? Nothing is all rosy and all green, and nothing is all terrible. So you just have to kind of weigh your options and see what best works for you. Okay, so in terms of like looking for a job, right? Are there any tips? And I know you've mentioned a couple in the course of your conversation, in the course of our conversation, but are there any tips that you would give people? So obviously we've said looking for a job from outside US is a little difficult.
It's almost difficult, right?
Almost a no. So maybe for people that are, looking to study and then from there try to get a job and stay back, are there tips that you can give to them on that?
Yeah, and I'll quickly touch on even trying to get a job from Nigeria. Now, if me and you, or I wouldn't call where we work for recording purposes, but somebody that works in a PwC, he can get someone in PwC in America that can vouch for him or her and then PwC America would say it's called intercompany exchange. The PwC America will give you a job. They'll send you all the documents you need to go and file from Nigeria, and then you get your visa and you come. Also very, very rare, right? And it's a very complicated process, and you and those ones have to wait for when there's now. It's just pretty complicated. But if you are here, I promise you can, as soon as the Nigerian, you can almost excel at anything. Now, how hungry you are is going to be the determining factor. If you want to collect your 65 to 85, 90K per annum salary, which is good money, right? You live very comfortable life, American dream, right? You can do almost anything. I tell you, almost anything. Now, if you're like, I say, I want to buy Tesla, I want to buy Maserati, I want to buy cars, then you come do investment banking. Investment banking pay you 150, 170K per annum. If you have an MBA,
okay,
pay you 170K per annum and an annual bonus of 80-90% of that. So at the end of the year, you're collecting 350K. I don't guarantee that you have time to spend that money, but if you see investment banking folks, they take one trip in the year, and 6 of them, they rent a private jet. It's $25,000 to rent a private jet. 6 of us, we're collecting 300K, 5K each. We rent a private jet to Miami, have a wild week, and come back. And you really don't have to do much. You just really have to have a little bit of finance acumen, do your MBA. But the basic stuff, go do a master's. And I'm saying for those that have to go to school, right? Go do a master's. And you could do a master just to get into the system and still not do anything that has to do with that. I have friends who are insurance adjusters. They just help settle insurance claims. These guys are making $200,000 per annum. You get. You can be an IT business analyst, which is you do a certification you do a course for 3 months. You pay $3,000 and you start collecting 85K. So there's a whole lot of stuff to do. It's just a function of, are you married and single? Do you want to travel or not? Do you have time to work? And are you still young and you can go do a job that you can see your career growth? For instance, if you're 21, nothing stops you from coming to medical school fresh in America, because at age 30, you're probably collecting 450K per annum. You get, because you got time, right? But we don't start to something. You cannot go and start that. So, but if you remember what I said earlier, it's the number one place where you can advance your career if you do get it right, and you most likely will get it right as a Nigerian. I promise you that. You do get it right, you'll be fine. You get your 85K, you get your 100K, you get your, even if it's 65K, trust me, average household income in the US is $57,000, right? Household. So talk more of one person making 65 or 8, right? Living in a nice apartment in a not so expensive city. So I wouldn't tell you that now, and I tell you all these things case by case basis. Somebody can reach out to me and I'll ask a few questions. I'll tell you, don't do an MBA. Just go and do this. I got stuff I can tell you. But my point is, you can excel at any damn thing here. And a good way to do it, especially if you have prospects, you already have someone that you're dating that lives here. You can start reaching out to recruiters. Now, we don't do connections a lot. When I mean connections, we use connections in the real sense of connections in the US, which is get on LinkedIn and speak with a recruiter who has you at the top of his mind. And when something comes out, they reach out to you, right? But if you think somebody is going to, connections do work, I think, for the white folks, right? The connection don't really work for us like that. Networking does work for us. But networking is what we will use, but not connection. But just do your thing, show your resilience rate as a true Nigerian, and you'll be good. You'll be fine.
Okay. Honestly, Colin, there's just so much that we can unpack.
I know.
But obviously,
I know.
If we do that, we're gonna spend an hour. And I don't want this video to be too long.
Yeah, to be too long.
I mean,
I get
if it means us coming back to some key points,
I'll take it.
Another video, that would be great.
Just that's an additional invoice that goes to your house. But
hey, Jesus is Lord. I cannot afford you. I've told you before. That better be $0.
Zero is fine. 0 is fine.
Okay, so before we like wrap up, like there's any other business, any other thing, any other areas or things that you want to talk about?
Um, well, yeah, I don't know. I know you had left KPMG when I wrote my first book, so I read a book. I read this. I published a book. I read a second one, which is online copy only.
Okay,
So right now I'm writing. So right now I'm writing. I'm actually even writing the third book, and this is me. So I thought I moved to America in May 2017. So this is me writing all that happened to me between May 17 and May 2020, which is like highlight of COVID. So it just talks about my landing in the US and what the things I felt like I was missing out if I ever had to deal with racism. And I resumed full-time work in May 2020. So, how I came to America with $10,000 and how I landed whatever $1,000 job I'm earning. So it's I'm writing that book, just documenting my first 3 years in the country. Let me see any other business. Yeah, that's pretty much what I've been up to right now. Yeah, and that's a handful of stuff.
Yeah, that's definitely a handful. Like for the life of me, I can't imagine writing a book. So maybe what you'll do is, you send me the books and maybe like links to probably purchase them or something, and then we can put it in the description box for anyone who is interested in reading it. So yeah, I guess honestly, this is where I'm going to like draw the curtain on this video. Like I honestly don't want to go, but we have to. Right?
I'm fun.
Yeah, I know you're fun. Oh my god.
But yeah, that's fine.
It was nice talking to you. Any goodbyes, say your goodbyes and then I'll say mine and wrap up.
Yeah, I mean, well, thank you for having me here, and I would say again, on a case-by-case basis, reach out to me, anybody. I'll tell you if, I'm not God, right? I can't determine your life for you, but I'll tell you if it's worth making the move to come here or not. But don't make a mistake. If you can have your child here, don't miss on that. But yes, Faith, thank you for having me here. I could say my Instagram handle. So Shawler01, SHAWLER01. Shawler01. My page is open, so say hello to me, and not hello, sorry. Ask me a question. Don't say hello to me. Just kidding.
I was gonna say that. Are you sure you want hello?
Yeah. If you got like questions to ask, go ahead and ask. And if you need me to come back here, I'm here for you. So
yeah, thank you. So I'm gonna put Collar's contact details in the description box so that you can reach out to him. He has mentioned his Instagram handle, so I'll just put the link there so that you can connect with him. See somebody that is giving you info for free. Later you say, as in guys. Anyway, because of this, please hit that like button. Like, just give him like 1,000 likes. Let's start from there. So
I'll take it. Hopefully it translates to money. When YouTube starts paying you, I know how much YouTube pays though. I know how much YouTube pays for video. They start paying you, I'll come and collect my call. I'll be tracking how many views are on this video.
On this video, Abby? Okay, let's see. Don't worry.
So that my Tesla will be on you.
No worries now. That's smart. It's not Tesla. What's Tesla?
Exactly.
Not a Tesla. Exactly. We can do it. So guys, hit the like button if you like this video and subscribe to my channel. Please share this video, with anyone who you think it will benefit. Relocation to the US is definitely hot right now because Canada is. So let's see, what you can do. Spread your wings. Don't put your eggs in one basket as you're trying Canada. Also try the US and some other countries that are also available. So guys, you know how we roll. I will see you in my next video. Thanks, Collar. Thank you, everyone.
Ready? Yes.